Welcome back to our 2-Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
2 minute, two.
All right, so today's question is about the Bible.
Okay, good. I like those.
Something like that.
Okay.
So why does it have so many contradictions?
Yeah, it does have a lot. So start your clock. Look, the Bible speaks, but it always speaks to ears, right? There's no such thing as an abstract human ear. There's your ear, your eyes, mine, they're different, right? And we are both different than someone 1,000 or 2,000 years ago, and it will be the same in the future as well. So the Bible, even though it speaks some kind of wisdom, truth, or whatever, it always speaks it to a particular context.
Right.
Now here's the problem. That context changes. And I would say there are very few things in the Bible that are completely contextual, like it just changes with the wind. But it's also nothing really in there that you can point to that's completely universal that you can access as stuff. Because again, always your eyes seeing it, there's always going to be some context in it. So the contradictions tend to come not when the truth has changed, but when the context of the truth has changed. So someone reading it in one part and then in another part, different society, whatever, the truth and goodness will look slightly different.
Yes.
Sometimes that even happens in the same book because two things are true. For instance, Proverbs says, discipline your children, but also be really merciful to your children and don't discipline them. Each is true in a different way. This happens to me all the time as a parent. I tell my son and my daughter, look both ways before you cross the street. But you know what? If they're being chased by a bad person, I don't want them to look both ways before crossing a street. I just want them to run. It's the same, or it's contradictory advice about the same thing. The Bible lives in our lives, not just abstractly, and that's why you'll see some of that.
Yeah, well, if they just run, what if a car hits them?
Well, probably better that at least someone's going to call an ambulance and the police then, instead of that guy chasing them who is not likely to do either.
Yeah, probably. All right, well, if you have your own questions, send them in to lightofthespirit.church on the forum, and we will see you next week for our next awesome question.